This is the Awake Athlete Podcast. I'm Jessica Mikowski, mindset coach and plant-powered athlete on a mission to guide all who are ready to great heights in sports performance and life. Through the 10,000-foot view, I share teachings of living awake with the sole purpose that we all realize our innate power to be the masters of our minds. Welcome back for the final episode of Season 4 of the Awake Athlete Podcast. Since the last time I fired up this mic, I have listened to all the previous episodes and got them ready for production. And this is the final piece, is just signing off for this binge-worthy season. I hope all the seasons are binge-worthy for you, and more than once. They're designed to go back and get little drops here and there, especially on days that just feel like, you're kind of getting raked over the coals, because life will do that. Fire up anyone out of any of the seasons, and I know something will speak. I know something will speak to you, because I do believe we're more similar than different. And that's how I really be mindful about those days where I feel like life is raking me over the coals and then asking me to climb a big mountain. I dip into my teachers, the masters, Yogananda, Abraham Hicks, like whatever it takes. Awake Athlete, the book especially. So yes, since the last time I recorded an episode for this season, I have also finished and published Awake Athlete, When Mastery is Your Only Option. So thank you so much to everyone who has supported the book. It's September 20th right now, 2023. And the support I've received for the book has been, really outstanding. And outstanding not just in numbers, but the wide variety and the inspiration that's actually coming through people and saying, hey, send me the book. So-and-so just got drafted to a professional team, and I'll get the book to them. And I can see that it's reach, and I could feel that reach as it was moving through me. Just like a wave will build for so long in the ocean, weeks, it will build, and then it will, crash on the shore, and there will be like this impact and this energy release. And I feel like the Awake Athlete is very similar, because then the tide recedes, but then there's another wave. And so I feel this long-term situation with Awake Athlete as a text, not just for athletes, endurance athletes, but all athletes and all humans, because the essence of the work is always the same. It's zooming out, it's seeing the bigger picture, it's realizing that there's limitless solutions for every problem. It is a reminder that everything truly is for us. And oh my gosh, it's going to be tough. I'm telling you, it's going to be tough to stay awake, because there's so many that will support you in going back to sleep. So thank you for being here. And all that said, you can get the book on awakeathlete.com. If you want a signed copy, if you want to download chapter 1 to tide you over, you can do that there as well. And you can also get it on Amazon, and you'll probably get that much quicker. But thank you. Let's get this book in the minds of many. That said, let's get it in our minds. And then I'm going to just reflect on it, and that will be the episode. We're going to let Awake Athlete decide what she wants to teach to all of us in this moment. So I've got the book right here in my hands. This is my copy. I'm reading through it too with the book club. That is September book club. And I'm just going to close my eyes, and I'm going to just, open it up. And it comes to the final page of chapter 2, which is Be the One in Thousands. Every moment has a purpose, And at some point in your journey, you will be aware that every turn along the way has relevant wisdom to teach. You'll be resistant to seeing it sometimes, yet you will get chances time and again to learn what you came here to learn because life unfolds in a way that supports growth. Your higher intelligence will significantly assist you in living beyond unhelpful conditioning and will organize your life experiences to meet such demands. Of course, with every leap of faith, especially this one, there is a massive unknown on the other side. So you should be prepared for moments of immense fear along the way. But over time, you will see that those moments teach us how to let go and trust the ride so that it can get better. And you will embrace that uncertainty is the norm living underneath the deluded part of us that desires otherwise. And this is so interesting because yesterday we had a session with Meditator Bob, our teacher, and we talked so much about this, how the world is always changing. The world is always changing, and we have to keep going. Don't ever give up. You're going to be tested, and please don't think because you meditate for 5, 15, 60 minutes a day that you won't get tested. You will. Life can feel crushing sometimes, and I don't mean that as a negative or as something to evoke fear, but to fuel a desire and a feeling of purpose that says, I can navigate these things with a powerful neutrality. And when we can navigate life with a powerful neutrality, we're really aligning with unconditional love, which is love without condition. It allows for all things. It is this optimal path of ease and sustainable power. At 51 years old, I was out this morning doing a run, and I really felt amazing. You know those thoughts that come in when you run. Oh, I'm definitely going to do this 50K in February. I feel so good. And I'm just getting excited because running has been feeling really good and really loose. And I attribute a lot of that to my physical asana practice, which combines yoga and mobility from either Erin Carson or Lawrence Van Lingen. And I also had thoughts out there. I was running for an hour. I was doing some 200s and just felt really good. And also kept thinking about how I think a lot of the emotion around my training and my racing has kind of, it's really settled. That's a good word for it. I feel like it's settled. And now that that has settled, I feel this powerful neutrality because the thing is that running, swimming, biking, getting on the trail, following that inspiration to do another ultra and training and showing up for it, all of those things feel very purposeful in my life, which is not an emotion. And that purpose really fuels my dedication. So it's super important to just begin to feel what is purposeful in my life? What is something that I do in my life, whether that's reading my kids a story before they go to bed or organizing and guiding a team at work or signing up for a race and seeing it through? What are the things that feel purposeful in your life? And if I was to describe what purpose feels like, it's very steady and it's unquestionable and it's really neutral. It's very much kind of that middle road. And so that's the part of us that realizes and recognizes that the world is always changing and there is a world of contrast that we live within. We're a part of that world of contrast. We have night, we have day, we have love, we have hate, we have peace, we have chaos. We have these things and we're not excluded from riding the waves of life. So good days, there's also going to be bad days. And even though I say good or bad, it's really, that just helps us understand the contrast that I'm talking about. And so this supreme science of yoga brings us into that center point where it's not like I'm devoid of emotion. I have a lot of emotion in my life. Sometimes I feel super frustrated. Sometimes I feel like really giddy and laughing and joyful. I have emotions in my life, but I also have a space between those emotions and how I'm going to respond. I have a space between the wave of life that's coming at me, whether it's joyful or terrorizing. I've got this space where I can hold center in that neutrality and then ride the wave and feel all of that, because that's incredibly important. So mindful practices, really getting to feel what is purposeful in your life. And that's going to really give you dedication. Forget about using motivation as a long-term solution, because I've never found that it was there for me when I really needed it. But dedication it's really powerful, and it really fuels a drive in a way that feels like I could continue to flame the spark for a very, very long time. It's got a lot of longevity. I think that's it, guys. We're going to sign off here, season 4. I hope you took something away from the season, many things. But the most important thing is not so much what you take away, but what you put into action. And action can be an actual physical action. Action can be just like writing about it. Action can be thinking about it. Like, use your thinking skill to your advantage. And keep drilling down. Get curious, ask questions. What is it that I'm feeling when I think about this thing that resonated with me from episode 4? Or what is this? How does this thing feel that I read on page 32 of the Awake Athlete book? Get curious. And as you do that, you begin to drill down to that center point. The steadiness we desire is already within for anything that we're going to pursue in this world. Thank you so much for joining me for this season. I hope you go back and listen again. The other seasons, get into those experiential practices, the meditations, the yoga nidra, get the book. It's the text of all I live and teach. But get a couple of copies and give it to somebody that you love, and grow and expand together. Thank you so much for your support, for your listenership, and most importantly, for living the demonstration in the world of staying awake and being powerful and mindful and the master of your response to the world around you. Are the messages in this podcast resonating with you? Is there a spark that has been flamed in a part of you that wants more? Get over to awakeathlete.com right now and click on the homepage link to schedule your free 30-minute discovery call with me. Because if not now, when?